Hello. The last day of sculpting on the crazy sculpt that
Did
it
you?
was a Banshee thing.
She's been through some evolutions.
Uh, why is that showing like that? I wonder.
It's working.
That's better. I wasn't getting the chat room didn't load
Ah,
separately. It was just like we were just watching it like a regular viewer, like one of the peasants.
there you go. So, what did you do? What's happening?
I did do a little bit of off stream sculpting, just mostly bulked out the shape of the head a little bit because I didn't like the shape when I kind of shifted her. So I added a little bit of padding, cut a little bit off the bottom to make room. Nothing drastic. Oh, I think I may have stuck a couple more snaggly teeth in there. Nothing crazy. Well, nothing crazy by my standards.
That's fair.
My standards are kind of crazy. Yeah, I think I want to pull a little bit more into these eyes. Kind of like that part. I'm also testing out some new tools that I've made. They are smaller ribbon tools that are made with a street sweeper needle. One of my very favoriteest of materials.
Why is it your favoriteest?
Well, for one thing, it's free and recycled,
Yes.
but it's also a convenient format of spring steel. So they're just basically little flat ribbons. You find different widths, but this one's fairly typical. Um, and they're just a nice, like relatively thin, reasonably narrow ribbon. So you just kind of have to bend them to shape and then put your, if you want to put an edge on them, or um, like I like to cut them into rakes just with a Dremel tool. Um, yeah. They're really good for hogging off a lot of material fairly quickly in monster clay,
Mm-hmm.
because you can sharpen them. Which I think I got the idea for sharpened rakes from Nolan uh, Nolan Philpott. He was the mad genius behind Old Monstrosity Shop's tools. Mine are not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of
They don't need to be pretty.
I have one of Nolan's tools. Nolan's tools are very pretty. But they work really, really well. It took me a minute to get kind of down with the handle, because they're a very smooth, rounded handle, and I almost felt a little too slidey for me,
Mm-hmm.
because I like a little more chunk. I like these kind of paddle shapes, um, that I've just been waving around off camera for a minute for the fun of it, I guess. Um, but yeah, these are really nice. This is just made out of an old pool cue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also thoroughly enjoy my steaks. That's
Like just straight up a branch.
This is straight up a branch. It's a piece of dogwood. Anything that's nice and close grained
Mm-hmm.
and hard makes really good tools. Got this one, and I've got this is one of my branch tools. This is the one that I use really frequently. And this is just another little piece of dogwood that I split in half pretty much. Put a little pointy on one end and a little kind of spatula shape on the other. And the reason why it's discolored is I actually polished it with a buffing wheel, because I do like them quite smooth. Um, and they're just great for getting sculpts started. Um, you really could do pretty much your whole sculpture with one of these sticks, and it wouldn't really be that much of a detriment if you were just using that. But the rakes are very nice for speeding things up, because otherwise you'd have to come in and kind of rake this one little scrubby at a time. You know, rakes just let you do it all at once. But yeah, I've probably made or significantly altered just about all the tools that I use, with the exception of obviously the my old monstrosity shop one. Um, that I don't mess with, and um, my little Kemper tools. I haven't really messed with them, and that's mostly because I just don't use this end very often. It's a little too broad for me, but I like the way it fits to use the end that I actually use. So, and I do occasionally like make a little more or two with it, but if I was gonna try and really like trim down my kit, if I was working on something that I had to carry a bunch of stuff, I might try and adjust my Kemper tools. because I have a whole butt house of tools. So I keep making them, trying different things. An entire butt house. First metric and then imperial.
Maybe.
Yes, I like tools.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Is that one of your animes of the moment? I don't think that's one of the ones that I've seen like anything of. It does not seem very a familiar name. Hmm. I feel like this tool might almost cut a little too well. For the size, it removes more material than I want most of the time. Nope, this one is street sweeper needle. I just ground it a little bit thinner toward the tip, and I sharpened it on my belt sander. Um, it is nice in that it's very strong. So if I want to make big, deep cuts, I don't have to worry about bending or breaking the wire. It's just a little bit of uh, epoxy, like 5-minute epoxy and nylon string. That makes a really good strong joint, epoxy and nylon. Yeah, it's just orange. It's like the marking string you see sometimes at like construction sites and stuff when they want to like put up a "don't walk over here" kind of string or something. Just wrap it around and mush epoxy into it. No, the chalk line ones are usually made of cotton. This is literally just a piece of um, nylon, fairly heavy nylon string. Um, it just happens to be bright fuck off orange. And they use them kind of like little to rope things off on construction sites and stuff, or if you want to mark something over distance. Yeah, it's just a high visibility string. It's also used obviously for just like string jobs, things that you would just want to use string for. But it's good to have stuff like that be visible when you're putting it around construction sites so people don't trip over it and stuff. I don't think it's for that kind of string stuff. I think that's too thin.
My kind of string stuff.
Hmm?
My kind of string stuff.
I mean, I was thinking about that Japanese bondage that I can't think of the name of off the top of my head.
No.
Because Payne said giggity for string stuff.
Is it shiburi?
I don't know. I said I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah, but I thought maybe if you heard it.
I mean, that sounds like the madness thing from Elden Ring. I think that's shiburi. I don't remember what the what the kinky string thing is called. Oh, I did decide to make a specialized eye gouger.
Inoculator.
Inoculator?
Or not inoculator.
No. Enucleator?
Enucleator. That's it.
Okay.
That's the one.
Definitely not the inoculator.
You don't.
That would be kind of fun too, though. Make sure my clay's had its shots.
Mm-hmm.
No anti-vax sculpture materials. Is that the pill splitter? Oh, the childproofing remote. I mean, I'm down with that. I think that's breaking childproofing is one of the first things I do with almost all of my stuff that comes in a childproof container. Kind of sounds like that could be handy. Oh, speaking of tools and stuff, I just remembered to look into a new FX supply company in Toronto.
Oh.
It's the one that they use a lot for the butcher shop. It has a lot of the same things as Sculpture Supply, and the prices are just as good. Some of them are a little better, I think, on some of the stuff that you can compare, but it's a lot more. That's a lot more like makeup and effects stuff than Sculpture Supply has. They don't have quite the same selection of modeling and molding materials, as far as I can tell. The company is called let's see. How do I get to their post? There it is. Uh, SkyCon. SkyCon FX in Toronto. There, I sent you the butcher shop post that has it linked on Instagram. If you want to look. Not you, I was talking to Payne. You're not paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
Oh, you are paying attention.
I just knew you were talking to me.
Fair enough. But yeah, they have lots of those makeup palette, the alcohol ones. Like several different ones for kind of specific jobs even. Um, I forget which company they carried, but I know I've seen them around the I have seen them around the shop at butcher shop, so I'm sure they're nice ones. And they have some for, I noticed, like specific color palettes for like creating bruises, and some for more general purpose. There was one for, I think, like blood effects and veins. Do they have an undead one? I didn't. I did not see that. Doesn't surprise me though. But yeah, they had that. They have a line of Prosade paints, um, which those are pretty cool. I know that's. I'm pretty sure they use those specific paints as an interim step when they're painting silicone prosthetics at the butcher shop, because you can. The only way you can paint um, silicone stuff directly is with like the Silpig paints. But if you, they do a lot of encapsulated prosthetics. At least that's what they're working on a lot when I was there, which basically means you paint a little layer of bald cap ball cap rubber on the inside of your mold. So yeah, the ball cap rubber.
So you're painting the rubber and not the
Yeah.
silicone?
Yep. It think of it kind of like a silicone blister.
Like,
Um,
oh, okay.
the bald cap rubber makes like the little skin on the outside, and the silicone is the gushy middle.
Okay.
Um,
Why does that make me think of progressors?
because the gushy middle
Yeah.
probably would be my guess. But yeah, it's a pretty it's pretty cool stuff. It won't uh, paint silicone directly, but it does a good job on the encapsulated silicone. I'm not sure if they ever used the alcohol stuff more or less direct on the silicone and then kind of stick it with Prozaid, or kind of cap it off with Prozaid. Because I think they were doing a little bit of that on some of the pieces that they were painting that were just regular silicone. Because I know the alcohol stuff doesn't stick well to the silicone, but I think it will stick kind of enough if you coat it. Provided you don't need it to last forever. And if you're more or less just kind of like toning stuff, because I think you can spray. You might be able to spray a mix of Prozaid and something else to act as a kind of an adhesive thing, because Prozaid is a glue. Like a makeup glue. Yes, there are silicone adhesives for appliances, but I want to say those are more for sticking the silicone bits together, like when you're doing a seamed appliance. But that really isn't something that I've done like at all. So I only kind of what little I know is all it's hearsay and innuendo. But the good news is, if I need to do it, I know who to ask. Actually, I know a few people to ask now, which is always handy. But yeah, I um did want to see if I can get a scoot on this sculpt today, because this is going to be our last working time for this one for a little bit, because we have a special new project for next week. That one probably won't take as long. I think I like missing an eye. I don't have anything with an eye missing.
Well, your
Oh,
Keith has a squinty eye.
he's got a squinty eye. He doesn't have an eye missing. Doesn't have a big old hole in his head. No, I like it. I like it. It pleases me for now. Yep, I have a good idea of where it's going, and I do not have. It is not a. It's not an all me project, so I don't have the same flexibility to just start peeling jaws off and things.
We're trying to make a specific.
Trying to make a specific thing on purpose. I mean, I'm always trying to make a specific thing on purpose. I just I don't always know exactly what that specific thing is going to be, but at any given time, I'm trying to make a specific thing. Not just throwing clay about at random. What kind of a little. This one's tippy this way. I gotta fix that. I like this give. So we're gonna have to add some base material. Rather than straighten it up. Yeah. Yeah, if you're just kind of doing whatever looks right, feels right at the time. Yeah, stuff can adjust, but this project will not be adjustable. To be fair, at least this one started as a zombie, then went Banshee, then went Cenobite, then back to zombie.
Wait, so are we sticking with Cenobite?
It wasn't the same zombie. No. This is definitely not a Cenobite.
Okay, I was gonna say. Also, Cenobite always makes me think of like tiny cinnamon rolls.
You want these tiny cinnamon rolls?
Every time.
Nope, I'm not making a horror Ghibli thing. I might do at some point. I mean, I do technically have a design that seems to be somewhat crowd pleasing for a Totoro.
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis Totoro. That's upstairs though. I don't want to go get it. Too lazy.
Sure.
It's on Instagram. I think North of the Border did a man-eating cat bus. I want to say that was.
Definitely did a cat.
I think they did.
I don't remember.
Well, it was like a. It was a horrible cat bus. I remember that much. I think there were people inside it.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't 100% fully remember. Yes. A bit like that, I think. Do you want a good accurate measuring tool? The battery is dead in the display, but if you sometimes it's even easier if you just use that to take the measurement and then just hold it up to a ruler even. I think that opens up to about 5-6 inches. I can't remember. Should be adequate. Yeah, I do enjoy a north of the border video. Although I will say I think the content schedule maybe getting to him a little.
Why do you say that?
Well, the sculptures aren't always quite as good as they used to be. And I mean, now that he's doing the content creator thing,
Yeah,
more professionally,
hard.
He's got to knock them out.
It's hard.
It is, and it's not always about
It's so hard.
It's not about the sculpture anymore. It's about the entertainment value of the video.
Yep.
I don't remember his Merrimack cheese. I would hope not at this point. I genuinely hope he's got enough audience built up that stuff kind of handles itself now. Um,
What's more of a bear question?
whether or not the
SEO,
hard part would be the SEO, but I don't know if it's
personally. I think it's the video editing is
yeah.
harder than SEO.
I think the SEO and fitting the algorithm stuff just seems harder because it's so
Trying to figure out the
random
algorithm
and
yes.
it's just kind of like sometimes it seems like the social media gods just kind of decide on who will be favored and who won't be at random. Um, yeah, I don't know. There may be fewer people who are really good at that. The SEO kind of stuff and the finding an audience kind of thing than there are good video editors out there. Like it wouldn't surprise me if there were more people that could edit a video well.
Nope.
A what?
Lock. They tried twice.
Yeah, there's also a chance that the whole social media thing seems very difficult and obtuse to us because it is ever so hateful.
Yes.
And we just have no interest in doing it for
Takes away
any.
valuable time from making stuff.
Well, it takes away valuable time from making stuff, but like even if it was just like video editing and things, like I'd much rather be doing that.
No, video editing is tedious.
It is tedious, but so is social media.
Yes.
And at least video editing is still kind of technically a thing, you know?
But I think part of my problem with like making video editing worse is that you have to like there's time involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like how long something takes is part of it. So you can't just you have to actually sit and watch some
Yes,
stuff
you do have to
sometimes.
sit and watch stuff.
So you
And
have
then,
to spend that time just watching it.
yep. Either that or you kind of have to have a sense of what you're going to edit, how you're going to edit it as you're doing it. So you can kind of cue yourself up.
Right. But I don't. So
No.
So does this thing just need a new battery? Or is it dead?
No, it just needs a new battery. But the batteries don't, those cheap calipers have like the battery drains
Lifespan?
constantly a
Okay.
little bit. They vampire the battery.
Okay.
So
That's good.
I can't be asked to keep them in good working order. You also don't need the battery.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's just because I can switch it to inches. Whereas that is inches.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it does. It's just decimal inches.
it's even.
So no
Fucking imperial.
32ths. That's less imperial than.
I know it is. But when you're trying to write stuff down
Yeah.
on the website as imperial, which I've been doing this whole damn time.
Well, okay, but you only do it to the nearest quarter inch, right?
I do.
So that's easy. Less than
Yeah, I suppose.
0.25,
Yeah.
more than 0.5.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're reading to the right portion of the caliper. There's a tendency to misread calipers.
Really?
Well, sometimes.
We do mean like inside to inside, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, but that's not where you read.
How do you do this wrong?
Yeah, you got to read to that little prominence right there. The thingy that stickies out. Stickies out. I guess it's because there's an arrow on the thing that makes it look like you should read it to there sometimes.
Okay,
but
I'm not that dumb.
okay.
But also, like, it kind of obscures the numbers. So you kind of have to read it by the prominence thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, duh.
Fair. No, making stuff is the coolest part. Faux show. Um, I don't know. I've done a tiny bit of video stuff before. It wasn't too bad for shits and giggles back in the day. I wouldn't want to do it like without a computer, I don't think. Um, I know there are some people that do editing and stuff right in their phone, but that doesn't seem like fun at all.
Video editing on the phone?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, we've tried to do it with edits.
yeah.
That's balls.
Yeah, no, edits is
Edits is not great yet.
well, it's also just kind of crude in the frustration of not having a like a mouse and keyboard kind of thing that lets you make adjustments in a reasonable way versus touchscreen phones that are like, well, did you want to poke this? No, not this other thing, that's quarter of a millimeter away because we clearly designed this UI on a computer screen and then gave it zero thought to how this is actually going to work. But yeah, I don't think video editing and videography was ever in any danger of being my thing, but it has entertainment value. Payne was always significantly better at that kind of stuff than I was. How's that pickup
I don't know.
on the mic? We have the super. It sounds like we're recording this in a men's room experience.
Could you hear that?
I mean, I would have to assume that the mic is going to pick up that. So
Sorry.
that is uh, water being emptied into and out of various mugs
I'm
to test
measuring
their
how much they hold.
yes, test their capacity.
So any sounds of men's room is not actually sounds of men's room. Just FYI.
Until it is. I would never say no one's ever going to pee on stream.
Not that kind of stream.
You don't know that. Might get desperate and make feet content. Anything's possible. The only monsters. Do you know when I would do that absolutely immediately? If a sex toy company was like, "Hey, could you sculpt this or whatever?" I am on OnlyFans doing that. Like, I would figure out the how to get on the OnlyFans thing like that day, because that's too funny not to do. And I will look directly into the camera when I do this. I will sculpt any kind of an alien dork. Fake Pokemon wieners, yes. Ovipositor, no problem. The Pikachu, yes. I am fully on board.
Pick up a better measuring cup.
Just why don't you just pick up a better measuring cup? Like, because that one's fine if you just lift it with your little hand.
All the numbers are rubbing off.
Oh, all the numbers are rubbing. Never mind.
What? Did you think I honestly was having a hard time with, like...
Well, I thought you were trying to get down and, like...
I was.
Look at the thing.
Okay, but I was.
Which is unpleasant to do.
Yeah, but if I pick it up, like, you can't use a measuring cup like this.
Yes, you can.
Can I?
Just hold it so that the water level is level to your eye.
Just hold it perfectly level.
Yeah,
okay.
You can do that.
Cool.
That's how levels
Thanks.
work. It's not as accurate, but it's more accurate probably than putting it on that rickety ass TV tray table.
The TV tray stationary.
It has to be level too. At least by holding it up and looking at the water level, you can try and make it level.
You're bananas if you think I can hold it steadier and more level than the TV tray. Great dog. I mean, I do have this.
No, don't.
So I can test it. Making it worse.
It is its own level. Oh, the TV tray.
Idiot.
I mean, the water in the cup works as a level
Jesus
too.
Christ. Okay, it's even side to side, but not so much.
No, it's not even at all. Even the this table that I'm working, this one is not level. That's why all my molds need shaving on the one side.
Have you considered being better?
What? And leveling it? No. I do not want. I'm gonna put that firmly in the do not want category. No, I have not considered a business expense of a non-janky table, nor shall I. You lost me at expense.
The depths of his cheapness shows no bound.
You, you know.
I do know. I do know. Now we know.
No, I'm not exchanging monetary funds just to make my life easier.
Don't I know it?
I'm not about that life. Yeah, that's the table that we built when you were here. I mean, it's level enough.
Ish.
It's level-ish. It is a very good heavy table. It's a little deeper than it needs to be. It would have been nice if we had a clearer idea of what the actual purpose it would be put to.
Okay. It's not my fault that the purpose for this table has changed.
I think it is entirely your fault. This table has changed.
You're the one who stole my table.
Stole your table?
Yeah, this was supposed to be for sewing.
What? No, this was supposed to be for sewing hand.
But you can't have a table that's useful for both sewing and this.
No, you really can't.
Because then you get clay dust on all your soft goods.
Oh,
that's no good.
Just wipe your table down.
But okay. Okay. You are a dirty boy.
I am.
It is a mess down here. There is no just wipe the table down.
I wipe the table
Not
down.
a thing.
I wipe the table down all the time.
Not and it's super clean in here.
I wiped it down.
It's amazingly clean in here. Thank you for proving my point.
I wiped down your section today. With a sponge and everything. There was some clay in the water, yes.
You are a mess.
Yeah, well, you never sew anything.
Yeah, well, why do you think that is?
For multiple reasons?
Yes. For multiple reasons, but one of which is because I have nowhere to actually measure out any fabrics that are larger than like a couple inches.
Okay, but that was never going to happen. We can't have.
Okay, but that's why the table is so big.
We can't. I
That
know
is
that's
why the table's so big.
I know that's why the table's so big.
That's what it was for.
I know. No.
Don't even.
It was a dual purpose.
Okay, but the reason the table is so big is so I could use it for measuring large fabrics.
Yes. Which we never did. Or did you do that before I was here, maybe?
I did use it for that. Also, like, actually, they're gone now.
Your SCA.
Yeah.
Your SCA nonsense.
Yes.
Is largely done.
Yeah. Jen's damn Katamari head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember building the damn Katamari head.
Okay, we used it, so.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I use it every day.
Your costume was amazing.
it was also that.
Yeah.
Amazing, baffling,
Yes.
unfortunately proportioned.
Okay, focus.
Kind of a danger to yourself and Comic-Con vendors. You would not be allowed near our booth with that thing
Nope.
on. We had a cool cosplayer at the last show we did. She had a kind of a fawn thing going on.
Yeah.
She had the leglies and everything.
Yeah.
But even that poor thing had to have a handler
Yeah.
because she could not see. There was no peripheral vision. It was actually a really nice show as far as like cosplay and stuff went because I think
Yeah,
they
there's a
encouraged people to come, but they also gave them time to like uncosplay and look at stuff. I have no idea how easy or difficult they are to balance in, but I imagine they would be really rough on your feet and or joints if you wore them for a long period. If you weren't used to it. But yeah, I've seen um there was actually a drag performer with the shoe versions of them that look significantly worse. Um, like the support in those things was obviously not quite the same as the full like goat leg. But I mean, they were getting around fine. Ah, I mean, you see them around. They're not like super common for every cosplayer, but I would say we see them at most conventions. The leggy shoes or leg extension thingies.
Ah.
Um, somebody will be wearing them.
That's rude. Dush.
The goat feetsies. We also have a couple of stilt performers that
Mostly the one.
I think there's at least two that we see quite often. But yeah, what is her name? Mushbugs? No, I don't know.
I have no idea.
There's a stilt performer that oddities and curiosities almost assuredly somebody's going to be through wearing either the heel version, like the hoof heels, or the full on uh, leg extensions. I can't I can't say as a certainty that some of those don't migrate over from
Tattoo?
the tattoo convention, because the tattoo convention has always coincided. I mean, always. The both times that they've had the show has coincided.
I'm sure this time too.
I would I would not be surprised if it does, but like it's a pretty small sample set
Yeah.
that to feel sure for me, but I mean, I think they're doing it on purpose.
Probably. I would.
I mean, yeah. We very likely did send you a video of somebody in some kind of costume thing from oddities and curiosities, because there's a lot of them.
Okay. No. Wait, that's 2025. Never mind.
What?
Oh, I just looked up the Nyx tattoo show and it said June 13th through 15th. And I'm like, no, those are different dates. But then I just realized that it says 2025. So they might not have
Announced their date yet. Well, I mean, I imagine oddities and curiosities
Oh,
hasn't.
no, they did. Oh, it actually isn't the same time.
See?
1st through 3rd. Wait. Yeah, that's the weekend before.
See, I knew.
That's unfortunate.
I knew two was not a big enough sample size to make predictions.
What else is going on?
I may not be useful at any other kind of math, but maybe oddities and curiosities has expanded and they bought the whole space.
That would be fun. Okay. That's really
Yeah. I mean, there certainly are shows that like lots of crossover kind of audience interest for the oddities and curiosities in the tattoo show, but I don't know. It's hard to say how much impact that sort of thing really has. At least as far as like our end of it is concerned, I'm sure that for like the oddities and curiosities show itself, like having a thing next door that has a lot of the same interest.
How about personal injury lawyers?
That's a thing.
It is a thing.
Is that the thing that's happening?
It is. They might have lots of money.
They might. But yes, they're gonna need personal injury attorneys.
Yes. Specifically for blood fountain.
For people who've been affected by blood fountains. Blood fountain. I wonder if she'll be at the show again.
I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, I know. She hasn't popped up on the socials for some time. Well, that I've noticed. I haven't specifically looked at.
Sometimes people drop off.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been having a time. But she's never not amusing at these things. So and she makes cool stuff. I bet it won't hurt our reasonability for viewership. Having a project where I know what I'm doing for once. Kind of just move through the project without multiple derailments. But does that sound like that'd be nice for a change, babe? Just watch a thing get made as opposed to.
I don't know. I enjoy some ass hattery.
If you enjoy ass hattery, come visit our stream.
Yes.
It's practically guaranteed. Oh, actually, you've got your computer going.
I do. What do you need?
It is I was gonna send you a thing to put up as a
Reference?
as a reference, not that thing. This thing. So I've noticed a oh, did I not save that one?
Wait, is this the shitty AI?
It is. So I found a brand new use for knowing your anatomy.
Combating shitty AI?
Because apparently AI is getting into all of the things, including anatomical illustrations.
It really ought not to.
It really, really ought not to. I mean, I'd say at a glance that looks reasonable, but
Yeah, but isn't that the problem though?
well, also, but it doesn't really.
Yeah, but people who
Yes,
don't
if you don't know your anatomy, um, then that could definitely be a new thing that is problematic. Um, it's I found another one that I didn't save. It was a picture of a skull.
Mhm.
Did you get that thing I sent you?
Just now?
Yeah.
The shitty AI?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's how I knew we were.
That's okay. Well, I didn't know if you guessed.
Oh, no. I'm
Because
working on it. Hang on.
I have bitched about it before.
Okay, here's the thing though. I'm not just gonna throw this up on stream without acknowledging fully
That it is fully
that it's
AI.
shitty AI.
Oh, we're acknowledging fully that it's shitty AI.
There you go.
We're calling it
It
out.
needed an edit.
Yes, so that is the thing that that artists need to be aware of.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, we saw this the other day, but I don't think I put it up on the screen.
Well, I sent it to Payne at kind of unrelated, because apparently the conventional way to display head and neck anatomy is the very much
Oh,
yes, daddy pose.
Mhm.
Apparently that's the convention for anatomy, muscular anatomy of the head and neck. Which that in and of itself is fine, though amusing. Like it does function to show
I am putting it back.
the anatomy, but yes, as an educational caveat tool, watch out for AI, especially AI anatomy. AI does not understand anatomy at all.
Yeah. I saw an ad on Facebook today. There's somebody came out with a device. It's like an AI recording microphone thing that you wear around your neck. And the idea is it just, I don't know what the AI necessarily is for, probably just transcribing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, hopefully. But just the idea that this thing is going to be listening to your conversations at all times.
Oh,
Like, that's its point. That's the whole purpose.
I guess I heard my my brain heard AI like earbud thing, which I know those are a thing. That's
No,
one of the
I'm.
few things that I think AI actually is good for,
Yes.
is doing things like noise canceling.
Noise
No, it's not for
canceling?
translating. It's terrible for translating, but it can find patterns relatively quickly,
Yeah.
which is basically what noise canceling is. So it might be good at
That one specific.
that. Well, it's that one specific task. It's also probably good for like certain extremely technical things.
Yes.
Like, if you're trying to cut out noise from like a photography kind of environment,
Mm-hmm.
it could help with that. Um, Especially in instances where it's not reasonable to assume that you might have a person be able to do that for you,
Mm-hmm.
like taking pictures with your phone or something like that, making it so that you can take better pictures. It does really funny stuff, although I think it's getting less funny.
Yes.
Um,
I don't know. That one was pretty good. It's like, I did not ask for this bent over smiling woman. Thank you, AI, very much.
oh yeah, no, that was definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But also that was
I
some
in no way asked for that.
that was some time ago, and also
I promise you it's
probably
not gotten better.
probably not the best
That long
version
ago.
of AI. You don't see as many wrong numbers of fingers as you're used to. Like AI has kind of figured out the fingers a bit better, or it's been yelled at enough times,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't draw them right. It just draws the right number. Yeah, it's. I think I do think that AI initially was benefiting a great deal from that sense of fun we get from watching someone or something try its little heart out at something that it really isn't good enough at doing. Like there is an adorable way to fail, and AI was doing it for a while. But now its failures are getting significantly more commonplace, which I suppose is technically smarter, although smarter isn't the right term, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's technically doing a better job, but still not doing a good job. Yeah, I won't say AI can never be entertaining. I've seen some stuff that was made with AI tools that is entertaining. I'm pretty sure the neural viz videos are animated with some AI tools. Some of them are quite funny, but I mean, the funny part about them is the writing, which is done by actual people.
Hmm.
What?
Pain. I think good premise for a movie would be an extreme plastic surgery patient doing over-the-top body mods to become more AI anatomically correct. It could be very good for a movie.
I did not hear any of that in a way that.
It's on your screen. Read it with your eyeballs.
Oh. I can read, but it's wee.
Why is it pain?
Because it is. Because it's small text that's all the way over there.
That's what you do all the time every day.
I know.
Every day we do this.
It's still not easy. It's hard to see. And it's really easy to miss stuff.
Mm. Yeah.
It slides up the screen, it's just gone. It's dead to me. Comments that I don't notice immediately. You get lost. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure that isn't even just a movie premise. I'm pretty sure that's just a thing that's literally happened. It may not be the kind of AI we sort of are always thinking about, but it is very much the AI face filters, the TikTok smoothing and that stuff. There's a little bit of AI involved in that. There's a little bit of cat hair involved in my sculpture. No, that's not a cat. That's a pie hair. It was blue. So that one's on you. Have you ever seen the I think it's specifically a Chinese TikTok thing. The either putting on or removing extreme makeup stuff. And when I say extreme makeup, it's not even like super insane. It's more uh like like tensioning tape and things like that. Fake belly button tattoos. So you have your belly button. I am not mature enough for this technology to be a thing. Like, because I would completely have another belly button for giggles. I'm not sure I would just put it higher on my belly though. I think there are funnier places to put belly buttons. That sounds really hilarious. Like, just visually, that sounds hilarious. Because isn't that just gonna make it look like you have an extremely long crotch? Like, you're just living your life is 85% pelvis. Belly buttons are belly buttons are fun shapes. I enjoy sculpting a belly button. Belly buttons, especially on a big fat belly. That could be a thing. But yeah, no, big belly buttons on a big fat belly is that's good fun to sculpt. I suppose really on any fake belly. I've never done it on a prosthetic project, but I imagine they would be fun for that. I always like sculpting the belly button region on my horrible monster things that have a belly button region. Doesn't come up as much with the mugs. They tend not to extend to the belly button. I may have too many tools. There it is. Sometimes it takes me a second to find the one that I want. Should probably put some of these away. Sculpt with a smaller selection at a time. do have to say, Junji Ito seems to have an almost unique hold on kind of Japanese horror manga art stuff. The number of times I've had somebody ask about Junji Ito inspired sculptures. I'm pretty sure it's greater than any other specific artist. It is super interesting, but I mean, there's other horror manga that's visually just as good. It's a strangely high degree of name recognition. I think it is too much to just be down to the quality of the work. Yeah, I can't imagine that art style translating easily. Uh, it's actually part of the reason why I haven't done anything based on his work at all, or sort of inspired by his work, um, because it's so dependent on that intricate line work, um, and the like. There's a lot of hatching and um, a lot of hatching and a lot of like repeated uh, like linear motifs where it's just tons and tons and tons of really densely packed just black and white line, and it's super integral to the work. uh I don't really think you could. I mean, I could do something with washes to make, like, to have a linear that linear pattern on the object, but it wouldn't eliminate the fact that it's still an object. So it has its own volume and shadow and stuff, which is really not, it does not sit well with, yeah, it's not going to look right from all angles, but it's also not going to look right um, unless you have extremely specific lighting conditions for it. Because like decorative surfaces like that are very difficult to get to mesh with something that's inherently got volume. Because the the actual existing in real life shadows don't play well with like a linear version of shading. And the hatching is also extremely harsh and regular. Okay, that one was a cat hair. Um, so that would be a little bit problematic for me personally. Because that just isn't my style. Um, I find that uh, that sort of cell shaded look, which is kind of the closest equivalent that I can think of. I find that rather difficult for me. Um, just because it's a way of working that I'm very unaccustomed to. And it kind of works as a design element of it on its own rather than as a um, like a texture kind of in service of uh, creating volume or highlighting anatomy or something like that. Um, like the line work isn't just meant to convey shape and form. It's its very own thing. Push that off a little bit. That's a bit much. I was considering uh, heat gunning that in. That was that was a lot. So these little guys, by the by, they are hairbrush cleaners, and they're not bad. I haven't really done a whole lot. Like this one, I spread out to kind of form a layer. You can kind of choke up on them a little bit to get some different, add a little bit of stiffness, get a little different form, or a little bit of different amount of rakiness. But yeah, not a bad little tool at all. And I kind of dig a lot of them. The way they're constructed have this kind of a split dealy, so you can kind of just bend them out of the way and have a smaller one, which is really nice. Um, and it does flow really nicely over the shapes. to create a good surface texture. So I am digging these tools, which my wife got me on the Temu. They are quite nice. Kill the mic for just a second. Let's give a pretty fair texture pretty quickly. I haven't quite figured out the little fingy tips. Like they definitely do make some nice texture. And they're pretty good kind of a softening tool. I don't know if that's terribly visible on this camera. But as far as using them for direct texturing, I have not quite got the hang yet. Also, they seem to work better on a softer clay. On the fully set stuff, like you can kind of like scrub with them, which I guess is nice on its own. It's kind of an even softer. Maybe that would be enough. It might work better on Shavant, but I do feel like every once in a while I get really sore thumbs and fingertips from sculpting, and I'm just when I'm just blending out stuff. This might actually help with that, because it is a nice little blending tool, even on the harder clay. I have to bring one when I do a show demo. Because I care, I have less tools, and I'm also a little more. I try and keep my mess down. I don't want to shed tons of little monster clay gubbins all over a nice convention center. That feels rude. So I try and keep my mess, somewhat reasonable. But yeah, it might just help with sore fingers, because it is nice for that. But it doesn't, like as a like a pour tool. Like I guess, like on a mask size thing, that might make a little more sense too. On something this size, I don't know. That's not. It's not a great pour texture. It's not. It's not off. Like it would be good for a couple of very specific things. Like some really you know, thickened skin on the nose, like if you're doing an old fashioned like alcoholic kind of character nose or something. You could maybe use a little bit of that there. Uh, I could that might actually be a thing too. Like if I'm doing some of the longer shows, especially like if I'm doing a demo over 3 or 4 days, it, even just the tools the tools aren't nearly as bad as just I don't know what fingers I would keep this on. That's the other part that I'd need to get used to. Um, like I don't think I'd want to keep it on my thumb and index because I use those fingers to make my little playthings. But you're constantly blending those in. So I guess maybe like middle finger. It's my fuck you mitten. Um, that might be worth a try. Let me keep that on my little fingy. It is a very versatile finger. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're learning. I did go back and I watched Micah's video again, and this is not the same way that he uses them. He is more directly texturing with them, but again, larger scale, so that pour texture is a little more reasonable, and it's also part of like a layered process. But yeah, haven't. Okay, could be a thing. Leave it on the water-based clay. I feel like that would be very soft, typically, for this kind of like you could definitely do it, but um, like you'd have to either be very, very delicate with it or using it again differently, because that would just like scrub away just a ton of water-based clay. Even at its like when it really firms up, uh, that would just I would just chew it right up. Yeah, as a blended in kind of tool, that's kind of a thing. I think the middle finger's better. Which the number one feels about appropriate. Like it's a little tight, but even the leather hard, it would just because water-based clay, it does get harder, but it's never as resilient as um as monster clay. Monster clay is very um like it's quite tough. Like it deforms quite a lot before it shears off. Whereas this amount of texture on a water-based clay, it's just going to remove. Just going to scoop off little tiny gouges. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think given the stage that I would want to do that in, the clay would probably be quite soft. You know what? Let me try something. We got like 3 minutes left now that I'm just playing with tools.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're gonna try this and see. Because I wonder, how do these wrinkles work over top and underneath this guy? Because that does a pretty good job of brushing away some of the crumbs, but also that blends that nicely. That's kind of not bad. Again, it does kind of the same job but slower as my nylon brush would do. Which I suppose is also fine. I still think this is my favorite. As long as I'm not working on a bigger scale, this is my favorite polishing method, is use a slightly stiff brush, followed up by this one, which I've used super glue to harden the bristles about halfway up, so it would be very similar to cutting this off shorter. So like, if you just cut a regular one off there. But this was a really cheap brush and a lot of bristles fell out, so I super glued it. But that just adds, like, it's more work, but that's just the right amount of polish for my taste. For many applications, I wouldn't say everything, but it's pretty good. Let's see how this does it. This has some harsh things that didn't blend in nicely. It does do that fairly well. That's pretty good. Anyway, it is time to call it. We made some pretty good progress. Still not sure what this zombie's all about entirely. That's okay. And we'll have a whole new thing where I know what I'm doing on Tuesday.
Very cool.
So
I
definitely.
like where this is
You liking this zombie?
I am.
It pleases you?
Yeah.
The zombie is here to please.
Sure.
I mean, look at that tongue action. Obviously, it's here to
Yes.
please. Anyway.
All right. Thanks, folks. We will see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Night.
Night.